Hello and welcome to The Hard Sell, the programme where the stick in the swill-bucket rattles back. Well, it's January, the most depressing month of the year, although February is a close second. And for that reason, a good period for tourism and package holidays, as people try desperately to at least smooth the transition from the anything-goes Christmas period back to oppressive reality. Commercial breaks in January, especially the first half of the month, tend to alternate between department stores having sales and travel agents offering discounts. The overriding principle being that after Christmas, you ain't got so much money to spend on luxuries. So the luxuries thoughtfully descend in price to meet you, lest you end up wasting all your cash on necessities instead. To get down to specifics, it's package holidays that January is full of. Organised and regimented journeys to Majorca, Torremolinos, Lanzarote and the Costa del Watney's Red Barrel. Sun, sea, sand and the wonderful sensation of being treated as cattle. You book those, well, these days you do it online, obviously, just like literally everything else you ever do ever. But back in the day, you booked them on the high street at a branch of your nearest travel agents. Lumpolly or Thomas Cook or Thomson or Pickford's or whoever. Because these companies were largely interchangeable, small rooms covered with photographs of beaches or Grecian ruins with a flamboyantly collared service boy standing behind a desk at one end, the advertising had to go to extra special lengths to provide some kind of specific identity. Thomas Cook, for example, liked to mine the wordplay potential of their name, like this.
Our special offer means you can take a Thomas Cook on the bright side. Or
indeed, with the slogan, "Don't just book it, Thomas Cook it," which they've used for approximately 11 decades. For a while, in the early 80s, they placed their faith in the adorability of children, with excellent results. For the company, I mean, not the advertising.
So, 3 people, 2 weeks in Greece, late July, let's see. Just a minute, darling. Well, this is a tour operator I'd recommend. It's a lovely resort, good hotel, and between the 3 of you, you'll save at least... Oliver. Is there someone else?
Oliver.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you down there, sir. Perhaps you'd like to see some special information for bears while I sort this out. Now, 4 people, 2 weeks.
Don't just book it, Thomas Cook it.
Saccharine it might have been, like gargling with honey. But at this time, Thomas Cook was one of the biggest and most successful travel agents in the country. Robert Maxwell invested in them for no apparent reason, shortly before he died, by apparently falling from a boat cruising off the Canary Islands. Shouldn't have gone for the discount package.
At this time of year, people all over the country are planning their next holiday.
I got them! Okay, now I've all made up our minds exactly what we want. Powerboat, swimming, sandy beaches and horse riding. So let's put it in writing. My mum should make it neat because she's taking us to Thomas Cook this afternoon.
What do you mean no children have ever talked or acted like this? Shut up and be charmed by the cuteness, you bastards.
Oh, Lucy, don't forget Oliver.
With the Thomas Cook Holiday Pledge, we promise to find you a holiday resort that fits all your requirements, or give you your money back.
Let's see. Pony riding, swimming, hamburgers, sea fishing, fun fairs.
Yeah!
Don't just book it, Thomas Cook it.
Of course, these full-length adverts are all very well for general use to keep your name in the customers' heads, but travel agencies are one of those businesses that tend to advertise on a deal-by-deal basis, like furniture stores or drug dealers, especially at this time of year. What you need is something quick, adaptable and memorable, with lots of screen space for the small print.
Thomas Cook have up to £50 per person off summer 1990 holidays and discounts on all children. How much excitement can you bear?
And that's where Lumpolly excelled after they invented the Get Away campaign. You know the one.
We can save £100 on our Greek holiday at Lumpolly.
get away!
Ironically, there was absolutely no getting away from this setup after it was introduced in 1987 or so. Initially they were fairly straightforward and often followed the victim to wherever the magic words send them.
see Lund Polly are cutting up to £50 off Florida Walt Disney World holidays. Get away.
Eventually they realised there was nowhere interesting for them to show up, and the adverts just implied that getaway were ancient killing words that obliterated its target from existence altogether.
Here, she say £15 booking at Lund Polly. Get away.
Get away for less with Lund Polly.
And so we were left hanging around to see the harrowing and even apocalyptic aftermath.
Hi, we can save up to 30 quids of Greek holidays at Lund Polly.
Get away.
Harry Enfield there incidentally reprising Stavros one last time. You'll notice that animation has arrived, allowing these adverts to become more abstract and frankly disturbing. The lingering shots of destruction at the end of that one are harrowing enough, but this next one, which was shown for years on end, always made my skin crawl.
Yeah, Lund Polly are offering up to £70 off their winter holidays. Get away.
Wrong on multiple levels, that one, and the more you think about it, the wronger it gets. From the idea of a flamingo having an entire mouth on its knee, to that mouth being capable of speech and independent thought, to that speech being in the voice of Kenneth Williams for reasons beyond the realm of normal human understanding, to the poor bird collapsing altogether as one of its legs is unhappened completely, to the question of what happened to its other leg, to the question of how the hell did someone come up with this, to the question of how the hell did someone else commission it. It's a baffling conceptual rabbit hole with potentially no ending. Later versions returning to live-action mystical manslaughter are almost a relief.
Bargains! Much cheapness!
Well, we did save £100 with Lund Polly.
Get away!
The point of these short bursts, almost but not quite blipverts, is to be recycled year on year with new information in the small print. The animated ones are even better for this, of course, because they can call in N.Y. Tell or John Glover at short notice to quickly blurt out the details of the latest discounts to crudely fit over the carefully vague lip movements on the screen. The flamingo knee was used repeatedly for that purpose, much to my consternation when I was trying to watch DuckTales on GMTV.
Ian, don't book your holiday until you've seen Lund Polly's discounts. They're huge. Get away.
And of course, with these things running in late December through January, there were some season-specific ones as well, which tended to seem lamer with every passing year.
Don't book your holiday until you've seen Lund Polly's discounts. They're huge. Get away.
Oh. Before the rise of Thomas Cook in the 1980s, Lund Polly's closest rival was Pickford's, affiliated with the ancient removals company that's still going strong today. And I'm not kidding when I say ancient. It's been going since before the Civil War. No, the English one. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to dredge up any adverts from their most hayest of days, only from the early 90s, when Thomas Cook had overtaken them and head office were on the point of cutting their losses.
Guess who just picked up £100 off their holiday? Pop into Pickford's Travel for up to £100 off.
Obviously, the fall of Pickford's Travel wasn't entirely down to a lack of imagination in its advertising, but said lack didn't exactly help to arrest the decline.
Book your summer holiday at Pickford's Travel now, and there's up to £275 off for two. Up to £275 off at Pickford's Travel now.
In 1992, they were bought out by Air Tours and squished together with one of their other assets to form Going Places, who were about as interesting as this advert promoting the change would suggest.
We've always given our customers really great holidays at really great prices. Now we've joined together to become Going Places. We can give you really, really great holidays at really, really great prices.
You get really, really great prices at Going Places.
Hey, look, we're two companies. No, we're one company. Ain't that great? We're good. Come buy things from this place, object twice.
You get really, really great prices at Going Places.
Going Places was created as a sort of runner-up prize awarded by Air Tours to themselves after they failed to take over Thomas Cook. At the same time, another new challenger emerged in the shape of...
Tense, nervous headache. You could choose a leading brand of painkiller, or...
Now you're going to have to take my word for this because I can't find any evidence anywhere, but I definitely remember that First Choice launched on screen with a series of adverts like that one, or indeed, like this one.
Want to see a new you after just 2 weeks? You could choose this delicious new drink just once a day. Or you could choose from one of thousands of First Choice holidays. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah, it's Satsuma. That'll do.
A slimline tonic, is it?
Si. Bueno.
See the new you after just 2 weeks with First Choice holidays.
Except that at the words "you could choose," they'll cut to a big picture of a question mark. Until the second half of each advert was finally unveiled, and it turned out to be for holidays. Which was something of a damp squib, really, but then these mystery adverts, the ones that get trailed in their own right before you learn what they're for, always are. Except for David Lynch's PlayStation 2 advert, I suppose. First Choice stretched the premise out to their billboards as well. I don't have any evidence of that either, but I swear to Christ it's true.
Are you fed up with greasy floors? You could choose a strong bleach detergent. Or you could choose from thousands of First Choice holidays.
Cheers.
How nice you feel?
Keep floors clean for weeks with First Choice holidays.
And then there's Thompson Holidays, whose approach has always been to stress the holiday itself and how luxurious and relaxing it'll be because they're so utterly great.
I did that.
It was nice of her to do that.
Someone else did all that.
I didn't know they did that.
I'm glad they don't do that.
Lots of soft focus, lots of honey-coloured bodies, lots of white wine sophistication, exemplified by Anton Rogers on the voiceover.
At Thomson, we spend 52 weeks a year making your 2 weeks perfect.
I think they overreached themselves with the self-consciously dry and arch slogan, though. And bear in mind that, as this shortened version reveals, they are still sending you to have it large in Ibiza. You're just expected to have it large in a very upmarket, upper-middle-class sort of way.
Because more people want to do it with Thomson than ever before, this summer we're doing even more holidays. So if you're going to do it soon.
And for those who can't afford to go abroad, there's the likes of Butlins, which has always accentuated the family holiday aspect.
Butlins, the big holiday, where everyone enjoys everything at no extra cost, like the monorail at Butlins Skegness. It's a big holiday for kiddies with free swimming, boating, and games galore, not to mention the big free rides. It's a big holiday for parents too, with freedom to enjoy carefree days and fabulous evenings of entertainment. It's a big holiday for everyone with everything to enjoy at Butlins. And remember, no extras to pay.
Want a holiday where your children are guaranteed to shut the fuck up? Choose the enforced fun of Butlins, where you either enjoy yourself or you die. Butlins and the Great British Holiday Camp in general was supposedly invented, and this might be bollocks, when a man named Billy Butlin got himself chucked out of his B&B in Barry Town between the wars, and spent an excruciating afternoon wandering around in the rain looking for something to do. The regimented leisure of the holiday camp was born out of his desperation, and for a long time in the lean post-war years was the last word in modern British holiday making.
Let's go Butlining!
Let's go dancing
dancing it, let's go laughing it, let's go clapping it, let's go cheering it, whooping it, whooping it, singing it, songing it, let's go rattling it, let's go sharing it, let's go dreaming it, let's go loving it, let's go battling it, jolly, shaking it, rocking it, rolling it, let's go rattling it, let's go showing it, let's go going it, let's go seeing it, let's go cheering it, funning it, grinning it, playing it, upping it, dancing it, joking it, loving it, laughing it, liking it, trying it, let's all go battling it, battling it.
Then we started making money again, and air travel became steadily easier and cheaper, and the British public had less and less reason to settle for the British climate and the British beach experience. Slate grey skies, biting winds, icy seas, windbreakers, when they could just bugger off to Spain or Greece to get a suntan, a straw donkey, and an STD from a waiter. So by the 80s, Butlins was struggling. The Rank organisation bought it from the Butlin family, for whatever reason, at exactly the wrong time, i.e. the early 70s, shortly after the peak of its success, when the only road led downhill, in the face of increasingly cheap excursions to the Med. In a blind panic, Rank sold camps left, right and centre to the likes of Haven and Pontins, while desperately trying to maintain and promote the chain's happy-clappy image, eventually resorting to animated musical songs.
Don't go spare when the kids are in your hair. Take them up to Butlins and you'll never have a care. They get their share of fun at the fair. It doesn't cost a penny, so I never lose my hair. Building castles on the front or on a treasure hunt. They'll even get you laughing when they pull a little stunt. Then if it rains, there are shows and games when a lot of other holidays are money down the drain.
Jump in the pool, they'll teach you how to crawl.
It's certainly more fun than being back at school. Late at night when the top tight, we all get together for a pint and a bite. So if your name is Slip or Brick or Whack, it really doesn't matter if it's Slip or Black. Take them up to Butlins and you'll come back a happy family.
This advert came out in 1983 or so, when Butlins was also suffering from something of an image problem, in that everyone saw it as a depressing, regimented experience wherein you were constantly shuffled like cattle between increasingly dated and ramshackle entertainments, without even the benefit of the glorious summer sunshine you'd be getting in Lanzarote. Certain situation comedies probably didn't help. Finally, in 1987, they relaunched the entire company almost top to bottom, beating a tactical retreat from the very name Butlins in favour of the theme park influenced brand Holiday Worlds. The intent was made clearer than Crystal Pepsi in the launch advert, where they go full Antonioni on the old ways. Or full gangster tripping. Delete according to Pontius.
A new holiday experience is born. Tens of millions of pounds are being spent on spectacular water worlds, thrilling entertainment, and new accommodation. Everything you could want to make your holiday the most exciting ever. Butlins Holiday Worlds. Get your brochure now and be one of the first to experience it.
Maybe it's projection, but this feels to me less like the herald of a glorious rebirth than a shriek of insecurity at one's own self-image. I'm surprised they didn't include a bit where Paul Shane, Ruth Maddock and Sue Pollard are executed by firing squad. Anyway, Holiday World was inevitably mostly marketing bollocks, symbolised by the risible new world names every camp was given. Minehead, for example, became Summer West World. The legendary original Butlin site in Skegness was renamed Fun Coast World, although Pwllheli becoming Star Coast World may have been an advantage. As a simple modernisation of the Butlins model, however, it did do its job. And although holiday worlds eventually decayed out of lack of interest, all the names were thankfully changed back within a decade, and Rank divested themselves amidst their turn-of-the-century collapse, Butlins survives to this day, though it's still always raining.
Day and night, something for everyone, kids and mums, dads alike, thrills and twirls, water worlds, something for everyone, spoiled for choice. Restaurants, day and night, holiday, holiday. Every day, what a choice of where to stay. Value-packed holiday, gotta come back.
Get your Butlins Holiday Worlds brochure now. Call free on 0800 900 950.
The market narrowed considerably in the late 90s after a German conglomerate came over and started absorbing most of our travel companies, including Lund Poly, First Choice, and Thomson, the latter of which they eventually rebranded everything into, before dropping the pretense altogether a couple of years ago and calling everything by the efficient Germanic abbreviation of TUI. They had tried buying out Thomas Cook as well, but monopolies and mergers had told them they couldn't have everything in the country. That would just be ridiculous. So Thomas Cook merged with Air Tours instead, to form the gargantuan Ultra Thomas Cook Supreme Overlord. And they're pretty much the only two games in town these days. Short of just hopping into a vehicle off your own bat and going wherever the hell you like, of course, but who does that? If there's a moral to this story, and there isn't, it's that Skegness is so bracing. Hey you lovely people, thank you for watching. Do you want to see these things a week before anyone else? Do you want access to even more video essays, random musings, and absurdist close-down based humour? Do you want to read and help shape my new book about the history of the British Broadcasting Corporation? Do you want me to continue to have food and shelter? Well, consider that one a bonus. Support me on Patreon now. Only good can come of it. I promise.